What's up everyone, I'm VenomousStare. Today I have an exceptional Zerg versus Terran for you, and I know I say that a lot, but holy crap, this IEM replay pack is really good. We have Losira, a guy who famously lost his GSL Finals appearance in 2011 to Nest, one of the best Zerg players ever. He's over here in the bottom left, down 1-0. This is a best of 3, so whoever wins 2 games first wins. And Innovation is in the top right of Daybreak, a Terran to be feared, truly. This guy is an absolute monster. He's won 2 GSLs and famously lost a GSL in which he was up 3-0 in a best of 7 and got reverse swept by Soul Key. And I think, hint hint, those games might actually be coming up in the future of the Venomous Classic series, where I take a look back at old Classic series. Also, if you follow this channel, I have a lot of these videos arranged into playlists, so if you want to see all the StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void stuff, you can do that. You don't want to miss Game 1, because we see a very bizarre build coming out from Losira here, and this is why you don't want to miss Game 1, because really this is looking kind of nonsensical if you aren't aware of what happened in the previous game. So in the previous game, Losira did something very peculiar. He went for the less economical pool first as opposed to hatchery first. So this meant that he was able to run slow lings across the map and delay the expansion of Innovation, which is irritating for the Terran. And because Innovation made an add-on, he didn't have a unit waiting, so his scouting was delayed. He had to run his Reaper back, and his natural was a bit delayed. So what does this mean, and what does it look like? Well, it means that whenever Innovation scouts, the hatchery is going to be a little bit later. So if he pokes around with the Reaper and sees a hatch that's later than he is used to, these Korean pro gamers play thousands and thousands of games. They can tell if a hatchery is late just based on a few seconds. And I mean, I'm in Diamond League. I play all 3 races, and I can tell if a hatchery's late. So Innovation is going to peek up here, and he's going to see that this hatchery is not a hatchery first, because a hatchery first would have already been finished, and he'd think, oh crap, he went pool first again, he's running lings into my natural to try to delay my expo again. And he actually is going for a similar build, potentially even the exact same build it looks like. But the truth of the matter is that Losira actually went for the incredibly greedy and economic 3 hatchery before pool, as opposed to the extremely safe pool first. So Losira duped Innovation into thinking he was actually being safe/aggressive, and what he was actually doing was being very greedy and not making any early units. And at this point, Innovation's good enough to figure it out, and he says, well, what the hell is going on? Where are those lings? They never came. Well, he's figured it out now. It was actually a quick third base. So Losira does, in fact, lose a drone, but that's not actually a big deal when you consider all of the things that Losira has done to get ahead in this early game. Now let's consider last game. Losira went for that pool first, and he delayed the natural base of Innovation. Didn't really matter, as Jeb Bush would say in reference to Donald Trump's insults that actually did matter. But we see Innovation is going for that quick double drop play once again, and he's starting to wall off his natural. Great move. The Reaper is going to harass the main a bit, and Losira is trying to run away with drones and not lose any more drones. He's actually lost 2 and 3 total, and he's had to do a little bit of cancel micros. So whenever you go 3 hatch before pool, the Zergling speed is delayed, the queens are delayed, so even top tier Korean players like Losira are prone to take damage to Reapers if you go for 3 hatch. And quite honestly, going for 3 hatch right now versus Terran is suicide. If you're a newbie, I wouldn't recommend this. If the Terran opens Reaper and just runs up into your natural, he's just going to kill so many workers, so many lings, it's going to be obnoxious. And quite frankly, if the Terran does multiple barracks Reaper aggression, I'm pretty sure you just die with 3 hatch before pull. There's no way to defend it. But as it stands, the build from Game 1 allowed Losira to do this build and get away with it for Game 2. Now Innovation, he's the kind of player who masters a certain style and really just grinds it out. He's not a creative guy. He's not the kind of person to come up with new strategies despite his name being Innovation. He goes for the tried and true, and he does them exceptionally well. and he's the kind of player you want to learn from because he brutalizes people with fundamentals. He's going to clear all 3 creep tumors of the third and start to be aggressive. Now another interesting note is Losira does have 5 forward queens once again to defend. If we go to units, 7 queens total, so he does still have, well, he doesn't have a queen at the natural, 1 is making, but he's not had to bring all of his queens over or anything crazy. He also has lings at the front to see if any sort of ground-based reinforcements is going to be brought out from Innovation, and he has a Ovi over the third. More aggression from Innovation, and Losira, nice transfuse there. That's what's so strong about these queens. And he kills a medevac. So great move there from Losira. Innovation might have been thinking that he needed to get some damage done after that quick third base came up for Losira, and that might have been due, or that might have been the reason, excuse me, for bringing that medevac that far forward. The only reason that I'm speculating is because usually you don't see Innovation make any mistakes at all. And here's going to clean out this Overlord that was camping up here on the high ground. Zerg newbies, if you don't know how to play this map, Overlords up here are very good. And of course Innovation's not going to lose units again. Are you kidding me? It's Innovation. He ferries everything to safety. And these little white platforms are good spots to put your Overlords to. It appears as though Losira is going to be going for a similar style that he went for last game. Lots of Ling-based play, lots of bans, 1-1, and he's going to take a 4th base in the middle, which is a bit odd. Usually whenever you go for mobile compositions, you want to take your bases in a spread out way. Innovation has a little scouting medevac here. He's going to see what Losira has. This might even be a feint, like as a drop. Losira has a Ling and an Ovi watching for a 3rd base. Very good move there because this creep shred will delay the base for, like, I think it's 60 seconds is what that fully dropped creep takes to fully dissipate. 1-1 has started for Losira as well as a Spire. He started to make a Spore in the locations where he thinks he'll be dropped. Innovation already has +1 in combat shields. The Zerg has to be really careful until he gets 1-1. Innovation starts to clear out the Overlord, but it lives narrowly, but not for long as he brings his army over. Losira is running around, but Innovation is not the type of player to take any damage at all the Ling run buys. If Maru is the kind of player who doesn't take damage to Ling run buys at your third, Innovation is even better at it. Aggressive players often will be vulnerable at their 3rd base, but Innovation shows that he's very good at re-rallying his units whenever he needs to and defending. Notice he's making lots of bio upgrades and 3 SCVs at once. He's going to fly right into this preemptive Spore as Losira knew that this was a popular drop location, and that drop is only going to get out half of its units. But even a drop easily predicted still does damage. Look at that. 7, 8 workers being killed. And Losira deflected the harass in the middle of the map, but even though Innovation flew right into static defense, he still got damage done. He still delayed mining. But Losira is ahead in workers, and this is where Innovation kicks it into high gear. He's going to start some multi-pronged drop harassment, it looks like. Widow Mines are going to die, and a Bane drop might be occurring very quickly. Nice Widow Mine being placed for Innovation. Double prong Bane drops. I love to see this. This is a little unorthodox from Losira. So Losira is going to go in at 2 spots at once, drop some Banes. The first spot is onto the main base, and oh, these mules, wow, lots of income is going to be lost here. Poor Inno. He was at 3,300, a staggering figure. And now he's down almost 30 workers. So double prong Baneling drops is going to kill 22 workers, and that might have been the killing blow for Losira had he not lost workers himself up here. He's going to take a 5th base. Actually, yeah, a 5th base. 1-1 has been completed for Innovation, so of course he'll start the 2-2. 2-2 is going to finish before Innovation's 2-2. For Losira. And Losira Needs to be careful. There is a ton of Terran bio pushing forward, but Losira has a huge economy. He has a lot of Ling Bane, a big supply lead, and Innovation's harassment really hasn't done as much damage as it did in the previous game. And Losira has been the one who's actually been getting some damage done with those Bane drops. And creep spread being pushed out even as the Ling Bane comes forward, and the splits are not going to be good enough. Innovation is a very good Marine microer, but when the Zerg has that much supply on you, not even Innovation can win that engagement. But he will burrow mines at the top of the ramp. The mines actually do damage to the Marines, and Innovation just GG's. So a double Bane drop for Losira gets him the edge, and he closes it out with good crisp attacking. And notice that even whenever he was doing battle up here, he was spreading creep. If you enjoyed this, subscribe for more.